Dan, great to have you. So, Apple is now moving some iPad production out of China for the very first time. Reports are saying it's after strict COVID lockdowns and months of supply chain disruptions. Dan, do you think that's likely the reason?
I think those are some of the reasons. I think there are other more long-term reasons as well.
What do you think the long-term reasons are?
Well, I don't know. Of course, I don't know what Apple's reasons are, but I know what the reasons are why virtually all of our clients are looking to move out of China. They're terrified.
Now, we'll get to business sentiment a bit later, but I just want to know, how does the business environment compare between China and Vietnam?
Well, that's an interesting question because our clients they'll often say, where should we go? What's the next China? And my answer always is, there is no next China. There's no country that compares to China in terms of contract manufacturing, where you tell China, hey, can you make 500,000 of these widgets, and you have 20 factories to choose from. No place compares to that. China's huge. Vietnam isn't. Vietnam does not have the same infrastructure as China, not even close. It doesn't have the same logistics as China, not even close. What it does have over China, it doesn't have as developed a legal system, but there is a lot less IP theft and a lot fewer employee problems. Cost-wise, Vietnam is usually far less expensive than China with respect to most things, but a lot of companies that move into Vietnam still need to get components from China, and shipping components from China to Vietnam increases costs. And that's why there is no country that's perfect for every company.
Now, Dan, you talked a little bit about what businesses are telling you, because you've worked with a lot of business in China, so you know what the general sentiment is over there. Can we just talk a little bit more about that? How are businesses feeling?
Businesses are scared. The way China handled COVID scared the heck out of a lot of people. Small businesses are scared and huge businesses are scared. I did for a Fortune 50 company, let's say, they wanted me to analyze their legal risks in China. That's how worried they were. They want to leave, but the problem is it's not easy. For some of them, it's impossible. And for many small companies, the cost of leaving is just very high relative to their revenues.
Now, you mentioned companies are scared. Can you talk a little bit more about that? What are they doing to deal with the lockdowns? Is there a particular company that you've worked with that had to deal with this?
Oh yeah, we had a company. We have a client that has had 2 factories in China, and they have not gotten a single product since January. COVID is a factor. China's declining economy is a factor. What people don't realize is that if, let's say, there's a lockdown in Shanghai, how's that? People think that's not going to affect my factory in Qingdao. Well, it might. If that factory in Qingdao gets all of its components from Shanghai, or if it gets 2 key components from Shanghai, that factory in Qingdao has a problem.
What about Apple? Is it going to be hard for Apple as well to get out of China?
Not really. I don't think so. Apple has hundreds of qualified people in-house who can help them figure out where to go and how to do it. And they also have the money to hire whoever they need to do that. Also, they have the leverage. A lot of Apple's manufacturing is done by Foxconn. Foxconn is all over the world. They're even in Wisconsin. Foxconn can move the manufacturing from China to India, from China to Vietnam, and keep it within their own facilities. And we've seen this with Foxconn. We've seen this with other big Chinese manufacturers.
Now, the report says Apple is moving to Vietnam because of Shanghai lockdowns. You also mentioned Shanghai lockdowns earlier, but now Shanghai is starting to get out of lockdowns. Do you think businesses can go back to normal?
No, China is not going to change its zero COVID policy. For political reasons and medical reasons. Shanghai comes out of lockdown. Great. What's that mean? Shanghai's out of lockdown. Will your factory in Shenzhen be in lockdown 2 weeks from now? That's going to keep happening. Why not?
Dan Harris at Harris Bricken, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.